Hey there, YouTubers. Me again. We're getting to work on another Yard Queen. This is a 71 Plymouth Valiant. Also has the same front end as a Duster, Plymouth Duster. They share the same goodies up front. And so somebody's trying to save a Duster, so these got to go. They're going to them. I figured I would show you all how to take a fender off, or fenders off, because maybe you've never done it. Maybe you're starting a restoration project and you've never taken your fenders off. And I watch lots of videos, as I'm sure you do too. And I noticed they never really do a step-by-step on changing a fender, right? There's shims and there's all sorts of stuff. And I've never actually seen one. They usually just kind of skip over it real quick, like, okay, we put the new fender on and we spray it, whatever. So I'm going to take a little extra time for you today and show you step-by-step-ish how to get the fender off. There's a few hidden bolts here and there that you might want to know about, because I've gotten frustrated trying to get a fender off on a Rebel, and come to find out they put a little dot of weld at the top on the Rebel. Weird, right? They bolt the fender up, they line it all up, and then they put a little dot of weld. Who would know, right? So that would have been information you wanted to know. So same here with the old Plymouth Valiant. The Valiant is not as popular as the Dart for whatever reason. I've had a few in my lifetime. But the Valiant and the Duster. Now the Duster was very popular, the Valiant not so much. Whereas the Dart was very popular and the Demon not so much. And I think the problem with the Demon was just its name. That a lot of folks, especially down here in the Bible Belt, people just didn't want to be driving around in a Demon. Right? You know, bad mojo, right? And same with the Nova. If people out there have Novas, I love Novas. It means no go in Spanish. So people don't want to buy a car named No Go, right? So anyway, we're just going to get right down to it. I'm done talking. Let's go ahead and get these fenders off, and I'll kind of show you as we're going, and hopefully it'll help some of you out and maybe even be slightly enjoyable. Here's the hardest part of all. Okay, it's a lot. It wasn't hard. Especially on this car, it's not even latched. This one, nothing inside. Engine was gone a long time ago. It was a V8 car. Very cool. But we need to open the hood because we got bolts along the top. These are the easy ones. So we'll go ahead and get the easy stuff done on this one. I know I usually do the hard stuff first. But they're right here. They're right along the top edge of this fender. Then there's going to be, with the engine out, it makes it a lot easier. Of course, I got an AC line in the way. But there's also a bolt here, but it's on the back side. And then there's another one down here that is underneath the battery box. But we'll cover those in a minute. Let's go ahead and zing these out of here. This is a perfect day for videoing, not a lot of wind. And it's kind of overcast because the sun glares on the screen and I can't see nothing. Anyway, I like to use an extension. You don't have to. You can get the ratchet on there, but I just use this for something to hang on to. I like to use a big impact too and just zing, zing, zing. But the problem with that is sometimes it'll mess up the little connectors in here, and then you're hurting, and you gotta mess with all that. So hopefully that will all go well today. The next one, you can see it easier from the back side, but the actual head of it is underneath. So it's underneath this little lip that goes across the radiator support. And then this one's got an AC line in the way, but because I have my little extension on there, I can get at it. Same thing. Now the next one, however, is underneath the battery box. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you that because it is obscure, but you can see it on the outside. You'll be able to see it on the outside over here, and then if you look under in the same spot, and it's very obscure. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any kind of an angle on it, but It's just back in here. And if you watch kind of my hands where they're going underneath the battery box. And just, you're going to kind of have to just look at the one on the outside and kind of guide yourself. There you go. Sorry I can't give you a good visual on it. Good visual. But you'll see, I'll show them to you out here though. Alright, here's the top one, and there's the bottom one. Now I've got your bumper on, you're not going to be able to see that from the outside probably. But when you go over here, there's your battery box. Mine's got a headlight in it. But it's right up in here, the first one. Alright, the other one is up under here, behind this little doohickey right here. So it's very, very difficult. You might be able to see it, I don't know. But that's kind of where they are. But you got to pull both of those. Now 9 out of 10 times there's a brace here and it goes to the frame. It's just one bolt. But this one's already been removed. Now we're going to move to this side. This is the back of the fender. And oh, my camera's not cooperating. There are 2 more bolts. One here. This is the tire. So it's behind the tire on the dog leg part of the fender. There's one here. There's another one tucked in back down in here. So we're going to pull those out as well. There's an inner fender right here that we have to take out. Either that or we have to take the door off. But since we're taking the fender off, we might as well take the inner fender too. This is a splash guard. But this has to come out too, and I'll show you why. Let's start by taking these out. Oop, these are 7/16. All the other ones are 1/2 inch. Yep. These get hit with a lot of corrosion, so go easy with these. There we go. Well, that one did not survive. Like I said, they get a lot of corrosion. Now, there's also some bolts under here. Yeah. I'm going to get the impact for these because these things can be buggers. But they're up underneath the fender here. If you, sun's out, can't see nothing. Here on the fender, they're underneath here. See if I can get you in there to see. Down the fender, and then underneath here. There you go. There they are right there. Okay, so we're going to pull those 2 out. Those, 85% of the time will break, or spin, or give you some kind of grief. So I just use the impact, try to spin them off. If they go, great. If they don't, well, there's always the gas torch. I was very fortunate. They both came right out, but as you can see, this one, the whole washer and everything came out. So this is supposed to be attached to the car somehow. And then, of course, this one came out good, but at least it's out. Here is the, boy, this sucks part. Right here. There's a bolt. And it goes this way. You have to access it from inside the fender or from the door. If you take the door off, you can get to it, barely. But we're going to have to take the inner fender off just so we can get to that bolt. Now here's the sucky thing about the inner fender. There's a bolt here, there's a bolt here. You can probably see this one best. But there's undercoat just jammed all around it. So I'm going to have to chip that away with a screwdriver. And there's another one up here, but they're all engulfed in undercoat. So you have to chip that away. If you can't get it to chip away, you have to heat it up with a torch and get it out with a screwdriver or a putty knife or something. Once you get those 3 bolts, this is what they look like. They're 3/8. Once you get those out, You pull the bottom of the fender out, and then the inner fender should come right out. Alright, now we can see, oh, there's hornets in there. That's wonderful. I'm going to bring you up inside this fender, and hopefully, I think we'll get a good picture, maybe. Might be cockeyed, but... Alright, we're going to go inside the fender, up in there, and then... we got some light. There we go. See that hornet's nest? Well, right next to it, there's a bolt. See it? I hope you can. Let's get some sunshine coming through there. Let's see if... Oh, there we go. That might make it easier. There we go. Get a better vision of it. But you're seeing the hornet's nest and the bolt right next to it. Well, that's what we got to get. And that's inside the fender. I am sorry. One hornet was harmed in the making of this video. It's a 1/2-inch bolt. The whole thing came out. Usually just the nut will come off. But in this case, it all came out. Now the fender is ready to come off. So take your bolts. You may want to save on these and put them in a safe place, and then we'll go ahead and pull this fender off. Two very important things I failed to mention. One, you have to remove the bumper. And I don't have a bumper on this one, so, you know, I can't show you that. But then there's also, you've got this little lower grill piece. And there's bolts that bolt to the fender on that too. There's one here and one here. So you'll need to make sure you got those out too. And I believe those are 7/16. And I use a wobble extension because they're hard to get on. Yeah, see what I mean? It's hard to get on. I'm going to put the socket on first. There we go. Grass is making me itchy. And then stick my wobble in there. And the battery dies on my ratchet. You know, I really can't complain. These Milwaukees, these batteries, I haven't probably changed this battery for a month. And I use it a lot, so it just always seems to go at the worst possible time when you're the furthest away from the shop. Because right now, I'm probably 120 yards from the shop. Yay. Okay. Let's see if we can get this last one out. Probably not. But you get the picture, right? Yep, she's dead. Totally and completely, without malice, dead. D-O-D dead. Alright. Well, let's pull the battery and head to the shop to get another one. Now it's time to take off the fender. Usually what I'll do is, because if you pull here, for whatever reason, it don't want to come off. So you reach under here and you grab the bottom of the fender. And you just kind of pick up on it, like so. And especially if this bolt, here's the bolt we were talking about, and that's usually a stud sticking up. So if it's a stud, you'll have to lift this up to get over that anyway. There you go. Now we should just be able to. She's hanging up on something, but I don't know what. There we go. There is a seal, a rubber, well, sealant that goes along here, the top edge of the fender, to keep water from, getting in. And sometimes it'll stick to the sealant up in here too, so you got to keep that in mind. So if for whatever reason it's really, really hard to get up, you might have to get a putty knife in there and scrape some of that out and pry it up a little bit to get the fender up. But there you go, that fender is off. Now for fun and games, we've got to take all the trim and stuff off of it because, that's other stuff that we can sell. So anyway, but look at this fender. She's in good shape. No rust anywhere. She's a beauty, one in a million girls. Okay, let's settle one thing right now. I've had a few people complain about my singing. Well, folks, that's why I do car videos, right? And not music videos, because I don't sing very well. Here you go. So, just for the record, when it comes to singing, I'm bad, you know it. Gotcha. Okay, let's get back to the video. Overview, let's look at where these bolts are. Okay, this bolt is that one that had the hornet's nest. Oh, there's the hornet still hanging out there. See, she'd be dead. But that's where that was hanging out. Okay, on the fender, here's the back of the fender. There's usually a stud hanging right here. And that stud, let me see if I can get the stud over here. Oh, that one's not it. Where'd it go? Hello, come here. Hello, where'd you go? I can't find it. Oh well. You just have to use your imagination. I thought I stuck it over here, but I guess I didn't. Yeah. Nope. Yep, can't find it. Never mind. So just use your imagination. There was a stud there. The stud sticks here, and then it goes through this hole, and then there's washers like this. It goes through there, and that's where you're trying to get to from inside. There was ratties living in there. Look at that. House. All right. These are all the top bolts, and like I said, there's some sealant usually on there. These were the two bolts in the front. One was here. One was here. We took that one out. These were the two bolts on the front of the fender to get this front lower grille piece off. And of course the bumper is the bumper. Oh, and then of course these two. Upside down. These two down here. All right. That's pretty much how you get your fender off. These were the two on the fender. And that's pretty much it. Now I got to do the other side. Yay, but I'm going to spare you that because if you've done one side, you've done them all. Speaking of them all, I had a couple of friends. They were twins. And one's name was Amal. And another one's name was Juan. And I wrote to them after college and I said, hey, can you send me some pictures? And Mother answered and sent me some pictures, and I said, yeah, but I said, you sent me pictures of Juan, but not the other one. I want a picture of both of them. And she goes, they're twins. If you've seen Juan, you've seen them all. Okay, bad joke. Sorry. Let's just finish this up. Please subscribe. Don't hold me to my jokes or my singing, please. But please subscribe if this helped you out. Hope you enjoyed the video. See ya.